Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we are going to take a look at the Jurassic Clash figure, the Liopleurodon, that was sent to me from Keith at Dinosaur Adventures. It was awesome of him to send a whole box of figures over here for us to enjoy and review, so you can all thank him for this figure. And a great way to thank him for this is to head down to my description, find the link to his channel, and subscribe, because he also has lots of very cool dinosaur content, and it is definitely worth a subscription to his channel. And again, thank you very much to Keith for this figure. But this is a figure that I have been looking forward to for a very long time. I've really wanted it for so long, and unfortunately here in the United States, these are very hard to come by. I do believe you can occasionally find them in certain stores, like more smaller chain stores and toy stores in certain areas, but every store that I've been to in my area, totally non-existent. They just are not here. So luckily I was able to score one thanks to him, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful, just like all of the Primal Clash figures did. The ones that were at Walmart, I don't know now that Walmart has done a toy reset if they're still there or not. I really hope, fingers crossed, because I'm hoping that these figures themselves actually end up getting released at Walmart at some point too. I'd love to have the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and there's a few other species that Jurassic Clash put out that I don't have and are not part of the Primal Clash line. So hopefully, again, the Primal Clash line continues, and maybe we'll all get lucky and this Liopleurodon can get released in that as well. Overall, just like the Primal Clash figures, this looks awesome, so let's go ahead and get a closer look. So starting up here at the head sculpt, and I actually haven't taken this mask off completely, there's still the rubber bands. I'm not going to do that because it kind of appears as though once I take it off, the rubber bands are not going to keep it there anymore, and that's what's keeping it in place currently. So if I take that off, it's probably just going to sit there, I'll lose it, end of story. So we'll just keep the rubber bands on there, and then just put this back on when we're done taking a look at it. As you can see, the entire head sculpt is incredible looking. Even the detail on the underneath of the jaw looks beautiful. I really love the eyes, even though I probably shouldn't because I don't really see a pupil, but man, do they look creepy. It makes the entire thing just have such a very eerie appearance that those eyes just really make the head, I think, of this figure. The coloration of the figure is really odd, but very nicely done. It was an odd choice to go with like a purple all over the face, but I think it actually turned out really well, so in the end it was a bold move on the part of Lanard Toys, but I think it was a very good move, and it ended up actually looking really, really quite cool. It's kind of a mixture of that purple, and then you can see some blue here and there, but it really looks nice. The teeth are painted. They're not painted perfectly, but they are painted nice enough, and they're kind of an off-white, which gives them a realistic look as well, so I definitely like that. The inside of the mouth has a nice big old tongue in there, and it's a purplish coloration. There's also some pretty nice detail on the upper part of the mouth, so pretty nice. Not super good, it's not highly detailed, but definitely really quite nice. As you saw, the jaw is articulated and works perfectly. Really nicely done. The nostrils are sculpted out very nicely. The overall head sculpt is very cool looking. Again, maybe not exactly to what you would see on a Liopleurodon, but still really nice. Throw his mask back on there. Hard to do it with one hand, but did it. Actually, let's take a look here first. You can see some very nice sculpting here in the neck. Beautiful detailing. Kind of like a very nice scaled look as we run down the neck. You can even see some wounds that has occurred to it over time. Very nice touch. You get up here into the back and you start to see some very nice large spikes that run the entire length of the back, and some very large armored type scaling that looks really nice as well. And it also has some kind of spikes that stick out of the side here, giving this a very striking but very cool look. Beautiful scaling. As we take a look here at the side of the figure, you can kind of see like some bone structure throughout as well. That's also very cool. Beautiful fins sticking out here, very nicely detailed. You can see some very nice, very fine detailing throughout. It kind of has a glossy look to it a little bit, kind of making it have a little bit of a wet look. Beautiful detailing here right where the fin connects to the body. The underside also looks really beautiful. Very nicely done all over. Even the very small details on the underside of the fins look really nice. These Lanard Toys figures are super impressive, just how incredibly well sculpted they are. Beautiful in this flipper as well, and again the detail right here where it connects is incredible. Even the sides here has got some nice skin folding going on. Beautiful scaling as we run back the rest of the animal, and then it starts to turn a little bit of a pale white here with some dark blue striping. Nice scaling again, and that beautiful armored look comes down and kind of tapers off to a fairly smooth looking tail, but you've got some very nice tail fins going on back here, which are also very incredibly well sculpted. Beautiful. There's even some slits that show you some injuries. Honestly, incredible work here. And the opposing side is pretty much just the same as the other side. Really all the same type of detail that was present on that side is present on this side, and it really looks incredible on both sides as well. Beautiful looking, and there's so many different paint variations included. You can see that there's this purple, then you get this light blue here that kind of meshes into the purple but with a white jaw, and then we move back and that light blue continues, but you get a stripe of like an aqua type blue or a little bit of a darker blue right here, and then you've got some yellow on the side with some blue spots mixed with some white, also the blue and white on the fins. You get to the underside, we've got that yellow again all over the place, and then we've got some dark blue stripes up here, and then we taper off to the tail, which is blue and yellow, so lots of color variation on this figure on top of the green eyes as well. Really beautiful. Nice to see them not skimping out anywhere. As far as the human figure goes, you can see he's very similar to all the other human figures that we got with the Primal Clash line. He's got a nice, very cool looking mask on. He's got a gun. He's got lots of articulation. He's got rubber bands all over him, which is, I guess, just what they do. They include lots of rubber bands. Oh my god, he's trapped. He can't get them off. But you can see he's got articulation in the arms all over the place, and his leg fell off. Okay, so the leg does just snap right back on. No problems there. But you can see there is articulation in both legs. The knees as well. Both the knees have joints there. Shoulder, elbow. So he's very nicely articulated. The head is also on a swivel, so the head moves as well. He's got this weapon here in the back, a gun here, so he's got all sorts of weapons and things of that nature. And then as far as the saddle goes, it looks very cool. We've got a steering wheel which is articulated and a huge gun right here. I will say that the actual saddle connects really nice, much nicer than the Primal Clash figures did for me, so it's actually quite easy to put it back on. But before we put it on, we will measure our Liopleurodon. So from the head to the tail, you are looking at about, if I can keep him still long enough to do it, about 10¼ inches or about 27 centimeters for a length, and for a height about 3 inches or about 8 centimeters. For a size comparison, we'll throw these guys back on and then get the whole thing together and then do a size comparison. So there is our buddy, the Papo Rex, and you can see that he is really not too much bigger or smaller than this Liopleurodon. The overall set appears to be a very similar size, but still really beautifully sized. It shows you that this is a decent sized figure. It's really quite large, and it's absolutely beautifully sculpted and painted, and you can really get a good idea of that next to the Papo Rex right here. So this is yet another very cool figure from Lanard Toys. I really wish we had the Jurassic Clash toys in my area or in America, because I would love to get all of the different figures, because honestly Lanard Toys is just super impressive. They do such an incredible job on their figures that it blows me away, especially for how cheap they are here in America. Of course, this Liopleurodon not being here in the United States is a bit of a problem for me, which makes it more expensive, but I think if it was sold here regularly at like Walmart or something, it would probably be a very cheap price as well. I'd imagine this one would probably be about the $15 range, similar to the Triceratops and Mammoth of the Primal Clash line. But as you can see, it is really insanely highly detailed. It is really beautifully painted. All the paint looks fantastic. It looks very natural. It looks like body color, not paint application. So they've done an incredible job on that. There is a lot of playability, of course, with these figures, because you have the option of them all fighting. You've got some very good articulation, a human character, many weapons, all kinds of very cool things that can be done with these figures. So overall, this Liopleurodon Jurassic Clash figure is just absolutely awesome. I love this figure. just like I loved all the Primal Clash figures. When you want some kind of crazy over-the-top war-type prehistoric figure, these are awesome. Of course, as far as scientific accuracy goes, this is not where you're going to find it. You're not going to find a beautifully scientifically accurate Liopleurodon. This is really quite far from what you would see on a very scientifically accurate Liopleurodon, but it is still a very, very cool figure, and I think this Jurassic Clash line is just as awesome, and of course is pretty much the same thing as the Primal Clash line. So if you can get a hold of any of these, it's definitely a very good pickup. I don't know exactly if I can find one to put in the description for sale. I will try on eBay, but it's probably going to be a good bit more expensive than you would have to pay if you could actually find one in store. So maybe check one of your local toy stores. If not, you can check the description, but it might be a bit more expensive. And please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.